Welcome back to War Thunder and welcome to the first impressions on the ST-A2, the Japanese rank 4 bat rating 6.3 medium tank, which is in the same folder as the ST-A1. And to be honest, it is a very similar tank, except the angle on the front platings, which have practically the same thickness, has improved. So you actually can bounce rather surprising shots and a big amount of them, but you still have kind of the similar turret. And your Apcr loadout, oh boy, this is the perfect Apcr to get Apcr under all circumstances. I mean, all the ammunition is in the turret or around the turret ring. All of it? Yeah, that is pretty bad. And you still have this 90mm M3A1 cannon. And in my current configuration, you have a reload of 9.6 seconds for my expert crew. And if we look at the ace crew, 9.1 seconds. That is an okayish reload, let's put it that way. But you have this American 90mm gun, and with it comes a very limited effective ammunition loadout. Let's talk it through. We have here the M301 solid shot, base shot, 192mm of penetration, not good, damage output not good, and so on. M82 shot, the first researchable shell, 170mm of penetration, much better because you actually can kill something when you penetrate it. So the penetration and the high explosive filling indicates it's a very good shell for side shots. This is the shot that makes, for example, the Hellcat work, or the Super Hellcat rather. Then we have two Apcr shots with around about 264 and 271mm. They have different weight and all around the muzzle velocity over 1000 meters per second, 1178 meters per second for the M332 shot. And you know, you have to research them all up until you get to the M348 heat shell. But it is a very unreliable heat shell in my experience so far. I barely use it. I stick with the M82 shot. 210mm of penetration, could be better. Maybe I should have a look at this shell again once I research it, because this tank is not fully researched. Then there is also the M71 HE shell, 13mm of penetration, not very good. The problem on the M82 shot, the APHE shell, is that you have kind of a problem with the fuse activity, as you could see here. So I put down my first enemy, which is an M18 Hellcat that bounced on me earlier on. It seems like he hit indeed the front plate. And yeah, in this respect, I think it is a minor improvement over the ST-A1. The problem with the ST-A2 is that it has a battle rating of 6.3 still, and there are some very strong contesters that are better than you. For example, the T-44, the Russian tier 4 regular tech tree tank, I think is a better tank in the overwhelming majority of cases. And yes, that is a Sky Raider lurking above us. This will be a common theme in this battle. Spoiler ahead. And also, the problem with the ST-A2 is that you play in conjunction with German teams, especially when you get up tiered. You have to fight together with Panther 2s. So you have to be really aggressive to get a part of the cake of the enemy team. And when you are alone, again, you have really nasty opponents. And your gun is good for, let's say, it would be adequate for a light tank in this respect. The problem is that you are just too slow for your overall armor and protection. Yeah, I'm never gonna hit those shots, but I tried. So, as you can see, this the Panther 2s are just slicing through the enemy team. And even the Panther F has a better game than me, spoiler ahead. So, the thing with this ST-A2 is that, again, it is a tank that it's absolutely nothing new. For example, the ST-A1 is so similar that they can actually say it's the same tank. But that's not all. For example, when we look into the American tech tree, we have very similar tanks. M26, the M64 Tiger, the M46, they have kind of the same firepower, the same feeling to it. They are not really that much different. So you're very similar to those American tanks that you actually see very rarely on the battlefield. You see a lot of T-29s, a lot of M56, T-92s, and so on, but rarely the medium tanks anymore at this rating. I think this tank is even inferior to the T-25, which has a battle rating of 5.7. That tells you a lot what I think about this tank. But still, it is not useless. And again, it's down to this M82 shot. I made it clear in so many tank reviews, in so many videos about other tank gameplays, how effective this shell is, if you can bring it to the target. And that is the task that you have to work for. That is what you have to do to make the tank work. Now here I wanted to go back to the cap circle. I did not really want to spawn camp, and there are still enough enemies, although our team has sliced through the enemy team quite substantially, and you can see a lot of German tanks on top. In this respect, yeah, you also, because of the turret ring being so thin, you have to respect the AAA, which made me hesitate. And then there are planes. Oh my. And planes, together with their bombs and rockets, are really very, very, very dangerous. And you have no 50 cal to defend yourself. And also the gun elevation is not the greatest to probably shoot them down with your main cannon, which, you know, you don't have the rate of fire and the muzzle velocity. Although you have 90 degrees of gun elevation, it doesn't feel that good. Also, the tank is very, very long, has a little bit of drag on the tracks, you really feel it, and the side is really, really thin. You also just have, 4 crew members, of which 3 are located in the turret, where I mentioned there are all those prominent ammo racks. One redeeming factor could be that the transmission is in the front, so your lower plate hits might be not as deadly. But if the transmission is as effective as on German tanks in terms of blocking shots, we will see. I doubt it for some bizarre reason. So, 4 enemies left, and at this point we have secured the capture zone, and you could see it takes a while to just rev up and go across the fields. This is the stock tank syndrome, and I despise that. Yes, I spent golden eagles to partially get through parts of the grind, fire extinguisher, repair kit, and so on. And one thing that really drives my gears is when the tank is already dead and there is no smoke column above it. And one rocket is everything. It landed on the engine deck, but gladly it didn't blow up. So that was really, really nice. So in this respect, now I'm having a long repair time, engine and track. It's not that long, to be honest. And the F6F is just harvesting other tanks with rockets and bombs. American ground strikers are really great. Oh, it's a British Hellcat. Oh, interesting. So I have no defense against planes at all. A 50 cal would be so good, but I don't have it. And the coaxial machine gun, well, it doesn't cut it. And your turret rotation speed is not high enough because I don't have upgraded it yet. Also, my Japanese crews are not the most experienced because I just have not played them enough. And it takes a while to upgrade a crew, I can tell you that. So at this point we can see above flat terrain with a little bit dipping downward, you actually can go around about 44 kilometers an hour, which is nice. But it's not really outstandingly good for a medium tank with that lack of armor and firepower. So you're always mediocre. That is the best description, and I don't like to drive mediocre tanks. I like to drive tanks that have something unique going for them: armor, protection, firepower, mobility, you know. King Tigers are normally very good, but this F6F guy, he harassed us the entire match. together with this other Hellcat guy and the Skyraider in the beginning, it became painfully obvious that we had a lack of AAA vehicles. And suddenly you can see there are not that many tanks left on our team, and we are still spawn camping. So, not the best result right there. There is a Tiger P in the cap circle behind, trying to snipe at the plane. And those planes are just annoying, especially in RB when there are no enemy tanks on the ground anymore. You have nothing to do. It's just a big waste of time. And yeah, I wasted a lot of ammunition trying to go after them. At this moment, I tried to load APCR for the better muzzle velocity, but then the damage effect on the target wouldn't be as great. That was pretty close, but not close enough. So, there are 4 guys left. Where are they? Are they all in planes? Again, relatively close. And again, the machine gun does not really cut it. However, the zoom on the gun is not too bad, to be honest. So, this is kind of the common theme, I guess. Yeah, I have APCR loaded, I heard shots from the cap circle, and there is a T-44. And I need the gun depression. Despite having 9 degrees, it was barely enough. Now I think it's time, up until the point that the crew or the spawn protection went out. And this is how bad APCR is. I just killed the loader and the commander. I switch immediately to the APHE shell. I still have his sights. I know he can't have reloaded up until this point, and I kill him with deleting the gunner and the driver. So that was my 3rd kill. Yeah. And time is ticking down. At this moment, we have actually won the battle. Even if somebody is respawning right now, I doubt that he is time-wise making it back to the cap circle. And they respawn in a T-29. Oh boy. Yeah, I have the APHE loaded. And I try to aim relatively low once I get around it. I'm not sure if he has seen me, but it doesn't matter. I blow up the ammunition and kill the crew. And then this bomb drop nearly killed me. I'm down to 2 crew members. I extinguish the fire immediately. The tank is practically combat ineffective, but I still win the battle. So I barely survived, and I had to do some cheesy decisions to actually get to those 4 kills. With a 150% research point booster, I got nearly 24,000 silver lines and over 5,000 research points, boosting my progress for the filters a lot. And with 1,323 score points, I received 4th place. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Let me know in the comment section what do you think about those Japanese tanks, and give this video a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more, and we will see each other on the battlefields of War Thunder.